Its appearance was unexpected and sudden. I walked downstairs one morning to find it sitting on our kitchen table, the Vitamix 6300. I had no idea that my mother's seemingly routine trip to Costco would result in a purchase that would have such a dramatic impact on my daily health and appetite. I was also unaware of how the concoctions my mother threw together each morning would come to represent my own struggle to find a balance during my senior year. My mother wasted no time beginning her experimentation. "It's amazing," she said. "You can throw together any combination of healthy food, and the blender will make it into a delicious shake." Having no desire to temper my mother's enthusiasm, I excitedly nodded my head along. At around the same time the Vitamix 6300 entered our home, I entered my senior year of high school. I knew the stress and pressures of college were coming, but I made an effort to become involved in everything that I could, even activities I had never done before, such as NBSO, various councils and committees, and this very monologue show. These were all healthy things, and I always made time management work itself out. I eagerly told my mother my plans for activity involvement during my senior year. Having no desire to temper my own enthusiasm, she excitedly nodded her head along. My mother started out by making a familiar shake that was a family favorite, the chocolate banana shake. It was as good as ever, but something about the taste was just a bit off. Perhaps it was due to the industrial nature of the Vitamix 6300, but something just didn't seem quite right. It seemed almost as if an ingredient was missing. Meanwhile, as I embarked on all my activities for my senior year, I still felt on top of my game and like I could manage everything. But again, something here felt just a bit different. Sometimes it was a twinge of stress, nervousness, or insecurity, things I normally didn't experience with great frequency. It seemed almost as if some component of my own life was missing. As the weeks passed on, my mother's curiosity and experimentation grew. I would walk downstairs some mornings to find things ready to be blended together that had likely never been mixed together before. After drinking some of those shakes, I soon found out the reason why. I began a habit of never looking at the color, texture, or content of the shakes my mother gave me. Better to just ignore it and suck it up. I also began to be aware that I had dug myself a bit too deep with my activity involvements. Conflicts were piling up, and I was frequently serving as mediator between coaches, directors, and teachers, all of whom wanted my time. Despite my awareness of this, I still thought it was best to just ignore the whole situation and suck it up. On one particular morning, I was frazzled and stressed. I was late for school and I hadn't prepared for my day. On my way out the door, my mother handed me my shake and I shuddered. It was Green Shake Thursday. That mystery day where I never knew what particular combination of substances had turned this shake that shade of green. Lumpy, putrid smelling, I took the shake, threw it in my cup holder, and bolted to school. While driving to school, I was cut off, and the contents of the shake that once occupied my cup holder spilled out into the driver's seat, which I occupied. Pants soaked, freezing cold, mentally discouraged, I was done. At school, my stress only continued. I lost all sense of balance between academics and activities, sleep and sanity. I walked into the 2 tests I had that day and failed them both. My first time doing anything of the sort. I was done. You know, I have my gripes about the shakes, but I often lose sight of what is actually happening when my mother gives them off to me in the morning. My mom gets up early each day and attempts to give me something that will get my day off to a healthy start. It's not a sustained period of time I get with my mother, but it is just a few moments to be present and at peace. Those few moments of gratitude and connection make any bad shake a little more manageable. I also learned that despite my over-involvement, the real issue with my extracurricular pursuits was that I hadn't given myself any opportunities to appreciate the small moments of meaning and connectivity within my own life. The result was a complete loss of balance between my needs and my commitments. Yet I still haven't found that perfect balance, but whatever people, places, and prospects end up blending into my future, I hope I remember those shakes as a constant reminder that I still need to take care of myself and the relationships I have with those who love me.